So where are you? You're in some motel room? You just wake up and you're in a motel room.
Amnesia, a Hollywood plot device as old as time. From complex works to simple kids' television episodes, the I forgot who I am cliché seems to hit every corner of entertainment.
Ow, my head!
Your head? My tights!
This isn't to say that this overused plot point is always poorly done, as directors such as Hitchcock and Lynch have turned it into classic films. Yet still, it feels kinda tired at this point. It's just not as interesting anymore watching people who've forgotten who they are. But what about people who only remember who they are? It seems that in the media craze regarding retrograde amnesia, the loss of old memories, Hollywood completely forgot about the other amnesia prior to the year 2000. And although the story possibilities for anterograde amnesia may be slightly less diverse, it was an interesting enough concept that it was long overdue for a feature film. Enter Memento, the breakout film of the now acclaimed director Christopher Nolan from the year 2000, and the first mainstream film to explore the less popular amnesia. Memento tells the story of Leonard Shelby, a man suffering from anterograde amnesia following a blow to the head by an intruder. Leonard attempts to find and kill this man for the pain he caused him and his former wife, all while dealing with the challenges presented by his condition. The film was critically lauded, and mental health professionals praised it for its accuracy regarding the portrayal of anterograde amnesia. Memento also stood out because it was seen as one of the first truly accurate portrayals of either kind of amnesia in film. But why is this portrayal so commended? Is Memento really that accurate? Let's take a deeper look.
I have no short-term memory. I know who I am. I know all about myself. Since my injury, I can't make new memories. Everything fades.
Anterograde amnesia is defined as the loss of ability to form new memories, despite retention of long-term memories formed prior to the causal event. This leads to an inability for those suffering to recall events following the onset of their condition.
What happened?
What does it look like? He beat the shit out of me.
Who?
Who? Fuck Leonard. Dodd beat the shit out of me.
But anterograde amnesiacs don't lose use of their entire memories in most cases. The declarative memory, or memory of facts, is lost or impaired, whereas the procedural memory, memory of skills, habits, and routines, is usually retained. This means that, assuming they had never ridden a bike prior to the condition onset, an amnesiac can still learn how to ride a bicycle. But when asked if they have ever ridden a bike before, they will not be able to remember. Now, there is still some gray area in the field regarding what parts of declarative memory are lost with anterograde amnesia, but we won't get into that today. Instead, we'll talk about the main factors in the development of anterograde amnesia, drug use and traumatic brain injury being the most common. The latter of these factors is seen in the film as the cause of Leonard's condition. Leonard most likely received damage to his hippocampus or medial temporal lobe during the home invasion. This results in Leonard failing to encode and store new memories, despite processing new information completely normal. That is why Leonard can hold focused conversations with people but forgets everything minutes later. The damage to his brain inhibits the ability for information to travel to the region of the brain where long-term memories are stored. But is the rest of the film as in line with the clinical symptoms? I guess we've got to take a look at.
Okay, so what am I doing? Oh, I'm chasing this guy. No, he's chasing me.
The most obvious adjustment made in Memento to better depict anterograde amnesia is the unique structure. Each scene in color is being shown in reverse chronological order, with the start of the scene being a continuation of the next color sequence you will watch. This means that the audience doesn't know what just happened, but knows how each scene will conclude.
I don't feel drunk.
By telling the story backwards, Nolan successfully confuses the audience at the start of every scene, similar to the confusion that those suffering from anterograde amnesia would face every day. When the camera starts rolling, the audience and Leonard are both asking the same question.
How did I get here?
It is this structure in particular that has been praised by so many experts in the area of anterograde amnesia. The unfamiliarity and anxiety that floods the mind of viewers every time a new scene starts perfectly captures the same feeling that is felt by amnesiacs every couple of minutes. Another accuracy captured in Memento was Leonard's obsessive reliance on notes and pictures in order to remember certain facts and people. The use of notes and pictures in the film paralleled the strategies used by the famous H.M., a real-life anterograde amnesia patient. When H.M.'s hippocampus was surgically removed, he developed anterograde amnesia. Like Leonard, he was aware of what he called his bad memory, and relied mainly on notes and pictures to remember those he saw frequently, while being sure to only trust his own writing. Many of Leonard's strategies are similar to those of H.M., which greatly increases the legitimacy of the film's portrayal of the condition. And while H.M. never went as far as to tattoo himself, basing Leonard off of a real-life character guarantees that the strategies are fairly realistic. Most of Memento's portrayal is fairly well done. However, there are still some small inaccuracies. One of these being that, in real life, Leonard would most likely not remember the attack that caused his condition. In the film, quick flashbacks are shown of the attack, and it's implied that these are some of Leonard's last memories. There is also a scene where he reenacts the night of the attack with a prostitute in a hotel room. In real life, anterograde amnesiacs are unable to remember the event that caused their amnesia, and often lose a number of memories formed within a month prior to the onset. But these inaccuracies are small, and they don't take away much from the overall portrayal presented by the film.
Was it good for you?
And just before we finish, there's only one more thing we have to do.
Remember Sammy Jankis.
Sammy's inclusion in the story serves as a fantastic device in the script to further explain Leonard's condition to the audience. Unfortunately, Sammy's story is only partially correct from a psychological standpoint. The film correctly depicted the fact that those with anterograde amnesia maintain their procedural memory by showing how Sammy was still able to do complex things like give his wife the insulin shot. Where the inaccuracy lies, however, is in the testing done by Leonard's insurance company. In real life, Sammy would have been conditioned not to grab the electrically charged block, even though he would not be able to explain why he won't grab it. This flaw portrays Sammy as simultaneously having and not having procedural memory, which is not something that happens when a brain injury is physical by nature. Leonard's driving proves that his procedural memory is intact, whereas Sammy's procedural memory is more of a gray area in the film.
I have to believe in a world outside my own mind. I have to believe that my actions still have meaning, even if I can't remember them.
Memento's praise as the first truly accurate movie regarding anterograde amnesia is well deserved. The movie's structure perfectly mimics what life is like for someone with Leonard's condition, and the strategies Leonard uses to cope with his condition are legitimate. Small inaccuracies can be seen in the portrayal, but they serve a purpose to the film and are fairly forgivable in the grand scheme of things. For a movie all about forgetting, Christopher Nolan's Memento is anything but forgettable.
Now, where was I?